What is going on, everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to save a bunch of time coding by utilizing Shadcn in your project. So here are some components that you can actually create, and I didn't actually write any code in order to make these were actually utilizing Shadcn, which I'm going to show you how to set up and put into your projects. And these are just some of the examples of things you can make in your project without having to code it from scratch. So without further ado, let me go over to their docs. So this is on UI Shadcn. Pretty much Google it and you will see it pop up. Now, the person who made this, he states it clearly, this is not a component library. It is just a collection of reusable components that you can copy and paste into your apps. So pretty much it's a very simple setup, which I'm going to show you exactly how to do. And you can go over here to installation. Now, depending on the framework, this example I'm going to use next, but feel free to choose whichever one you are working with. And let's click on next. And pretty much if you already have your project, then you can add it there already, but we're going to do it from the very basic part and pretty much start it from scratch. And that basically creates a new Next.js project already. So first off, let me actually go ahead and copy this and I'll select npm. And now let's hop over to the code editor. I'm going to be using VS Code. Feel free to use whatever you want to. So here I'm on VS Code. So I actually have my stuff in my desktop. So I'm going to CD first into it. Feel free to just relax if you already have a project opened. And then I have it in a folder called code. Well, actually, I need code projects. And then now that I'm in here, we can go ahead and paste in the npx part. So again, if you're confused on this parts, basically I just have this on my computer where I have a desktop folder and then another folder with code projects is the name. So yeah, if you don't know that part, you can pretty much check it out and Google it. But basically I pressed enter here and it asked me, would you like to start a new Next.js project? I'll press enter again. Now for the name, I'm just gonna call this Shadcn next tutorial or just tut-1. Again, name it whatever you want to. I'll press enter and then this will take quite a bit. So once it is finished, I will see you on the other side. All right, it has finished and now it's asking what style would you like to use. I'm just gonna pick New York for defaults. The color, I'm gonna use neutral. CS variable theming, yes, here. And now it is finishing up. And once it does finish it, we have to open this up in VS Code as well. So right now I'm in code projects, but if I were to type in CD and I can't remember what I put, shad cn dash next dash one, that's what I named it right here in case you are confused. And then I'll press enter and then I'm gonna do code dash r dot and this will open it up in the same window. So look at this. Here we have our setup. Now, if you've created a Next project before, then you pretty much are familiar with this. And basically, we're gonna do most of our stuff here in the app folder. And right now, what we have is this page that basically is showcasing a pretty much like a current landing page. So if I were to do, I do command, or you can do control backtick or command J on a Mac, but you can do npm run dev and then this will open it up. So I actually have one already showing on a different, I have another one running, so let me actually, technically yours should say localhost 3000. Let me close that first and then so I'm gonna do control C. I'm gonna stop mine real quick. I'm gonna turn the other one off and then come back real quick. All right, let me do it again. npm run dev. Now we're on 3000. I'll hold command and then we'll click here. And you can see here we have the current landing page. And basically you can edit this stuff. So it says in the app page, which is right there. So if I were to go and let's see, let's go here. Actually, I mean, we could delete this entire thing. So I'm gonna go under the return and then all the way down here, delete all that and then just do a div h1. Yo, what's good? Let's see if it works. All right, perfect. We got it working. So now, what is the way Shadcn can help you? Well, so normally the projects have a components folder, but since we haven't actually added anything into our current project, then it's not popping up, right? So you're like, where is it at? Well, here we do have this components JSON, but that's not what we're looking at right now. So if we were to go back here and we go to the Next.js, aka the Shadcn docs, we don't have to go on this. We're done with this part right here. But if you wanted to, for example, continue with the installation, it's going to say you can add a button. So let's do that for simplicity's sake. So click here and just hit npm. And now we're going to go back. Let me close this out first, Control C. Paste this in, add button. And then once that loads up, I'm going to let it load so you can see what's happening. But pretty much what we can do here is we can go back to the docs, and then if you want to, you could copy this. So let me copy it first because I want to show you what we're going to add. But see, now it's there. So if we were to go here, so if I were to just paste this like this, you'll see first off, it's basically the same thing. The difference is it has this import button from Add Components UI button, and then also the button here. So technically, all we really needed was this part from the actual code. So let me replace that part here. We're gonna read this, and I can click here, Command X, and I'll just paste this. And I misclicked it. Hold on 1 second. Click here, go paste, and I don't need this image anymore because we're not using that part. I'll save it here, and now if we go back, go to our page. Actually, no, I gotta run it first. So npm run dev. Go back here, refresh it. Let's see our little button. So right now you can't really see because it is black. Maybe you can, but from my screen it's like basically it looks like nothing. So what we could do is we can go over here to the global CSS. I'm just doing like a simple fix right now. I'm just gonna change this word dark to light, just so for example sake you can actually see it. And look, we have a button created for us. We don't have to do any sort of CSS. But this isn't just the cool part. The thing is there's a bunch of different variations, which I'll show you in a minute. But what you have noticed is there is now a components folder that was not there earlier. And inside of here, we can see our buttons TSX file, which pretty much shows all of the, also this, by the way, uses tailwind CSS. So you can see a bunch of code here. And pretty much, let's go ahead and try to recreate the demo that I was showing you in the beginning. So first off, let me just close this out, Control C, go back, Shadcn, and now we can go here and choose a component. So for current tutorial, I'm just gonna stick with the ones I showed, which this one is card, but I mean, you can see there's a bunch of different ones down here. So here's the card. Now, scroll down, you can see we can add CLI. So let's go here. npx Shadcn latest add cards. Let's go here first, copy this down, go back, paste that in, press enter. Then we go back here. Now let's see how can we add this into our project. So the first thing is we need to add the imports because we have all of these different code right here that has corresponding, particularly for Shadcn. So we need to import these first. Copy this here, import these at the top. Let me just add a little spacing. Go back to Shadcn. Now we can add an actual card component. And here, let's add this above the button. So I'll paste it like this. And I'll put a div around the card component for right now, just to have it like separated for at least for right now. And now we can do npm run dev. And at this point, now you can see now there's this card TSX file, and that is the card component code here, which you can go ahead and look into. But for now, we're just gonna go back to the design, click it, refresh, and let's see our card. So right now it looks like this. And don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to add data and customize the CSS too, so that it makes it look all nice and everything. And then the other one I want to add is the calendar. So let's go here, and let me see, where is that calendar? Right there. So here, same process. You choose the component you want. You go here, you install it. So we copy that code in. Let me Control C first, get out. paste the code in, go back, import. So let's add the import here for the calendar components. Go here, paste that in, and see how it turns red because it's like, yo, where's this code that you're referring to? And now, so for this, it's separate. So what I can do is just copy this part right here, go back, and actually I want to have the card, not the card, the calendar above. So let's do div here, and press enter, paste that in here, and then I gotta go back, and now we have this code here. So we have to copy this. This is basically just React to where you can update it, and I can add this above. Actually, no, not above. What am I doing? Above the return, but what's inside. And now it's saying where is React. So basically, all we need to do is just import React from React. Save it. Go back. Let me make this cleaner with a little space action. And it says the file button for TSX already exists. Yeah, let's override that real quick. And now let's do npm run dev again. And let's see if we have it showing the calendar, which it should. So it should be calendar and then the card, and then use state only works in client components. All right, did I type something wrong? Hold on, let me go back. All right, so yeah, I forgot to add the use client at the top. My fault. What am I doing? Hold on, let me go back up here, hit enter, and we can just say use client. Hit save, and that is gone. Boom, error is gone. Now we can see we have a calendar. So actually I want to put the buttons like in the beginning. So I'm gonna take this button, Command X. This is my card. So let me go here. I'll just make a div around the buttons too, just for now. We'll add this up later, but as of right now, we just added 3 components into our project. And now let us customize this with Tailwind CSS, which we can do already right away. And I want to show you some of the things you can do with Shadcn that, for example, a button is whoop-de-doo a button. But the cool part is, for example, like if we go back over here to the button, it has a bunch of different types. So if my internet won't lag on me, hold on, why is it not working? All right, there we go. So you can see here we have like the primary, and then I mean I can scroll down too, but basically if I go to secondary, you can see the secondary button. So I just go to the code. All the difference is the variant is changed. So I'm just gonna go here and just copy this, and then let's go back, go to the page file again, shift enter, paste. Now we have this variant that I added. I didn't add, but Shadcn already added, and you can see now it's a different color button. And then also, you can change the inside of the text too. So let me go to destructive, which is right there. If I change this, I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna copy this for simplicity's sake. Go here, shift enter, destructive. I'm gonna keep it just for the name so you can see it. So when I save this, go back. Now we got destructive. So I'm gonna do, let's do like 3 or 4. See, I'll do outline, and then I'll stop at ghost so you can see the difference. The rest you can play around with, but basically let me add this one here, outline, and technically I can just change this one to ghost. All right, so now if I go back to this, all right, what happened? Why does it say outline twice? Oh yeah, I didn't change. My fault. Let's just say ghost. Yeah, so you can see here, and then ghost. What ghost does is pretty much, unless you hover it, you won't notice it's there because it's a ghost, right? So we have variant ghost right there. And now let us make this look a little bit better, because you're like, yo, what is this ugly mess? Don't worry, I got you, fam. All right, so first off, we're pretty much done with the docs, at least for that part. The next is now we're just gonna mess around with the CSS, and then also I'm gonna show you how to add data to like the for example, this card. You're like, what is this? I don't want to. What happens if I have like 5, 6 cards or 100 cards? I don't want to manually type it in. For example, like here. So don't worry, I'm gonna show you all that too. So first off, let us begin with updating the style. So how do you do that in this project? Well, it's actually pretty easy. So first thing is, let us start off by, I want to make sure everything is surrounded properly with divs so that I can make sure when I actually create the design the grid for my design, it'll make sure that everything is working properly. Now, before we do get into styling, I actually want to make the data folder first. So hover over the app, right click, do new folder, type in data, and then right click and new file and name this whatever you want to. I'm gonna say card. And for example, I'm just gonna use TSX, but you can use JSON too, depending on your project. And let me go actually get this data I have created already. Paste this in. You're probably like, yo, how did you make this so easily? No, I didn't. I utilized AI to automatically create data for me to make my life easier. And you can do that too. I mean, I don't know why you would type this out manually yourself. But if you actually have like API or actually have actual data, then obviously you'd have to connect to that. But this is just filler data that you can pretty much hard code in. And basically you can see here is just cost card data. And basically it's the title, description, content, footer. Again, this is just random gibberish I asked the AI to make me. It's nothing, I don't even know what it's referring to. But basically, now you can go back to page. And we have to, first, let's update this, because once the card data is updated, then we can pretty much add the styling. So if you're like, oh, I don't care about the card data, don't worry. I'm gonna show you how to change the calendar, the background, everything in a second. But I think this card component is really important because a lot of people need to figure out how to access data anyways. So first off is, let us go here. And this is currently the card. What I want to do is actually, we need to get card data. But the thing is, I'm going to call this here. So let's go underneath this div. And what I'm going to say is curly brace card data. And we're going to map through this. We can access the information, hit parentheses. And now inside of this, we're going to do another parentheses. And then I'm going to do a curly brace. And we're actually going to be destructuring this. So first off, we have from the data these four. So I'm actually going to type those in here. So I'm going to say card title, comma, card, no space, description, comma, and let's do card content. So I already have mine autofilling. I don't know why it made it uppercase. No, I don't want that. And then I have card footer. And now outside of this curly brace, I'm at a comma. And then I'm going to press, or now I'm hit space index. And then we're still inside of here. Well, actually, no, we're outside of the, outside this parenthesis now. Equal arrow. And then now here is where we go back into another parenthesis. And this is where we can put in the code of aka our card components. I'm gonna go in here, Command X or Control X depending on your computer, and then we will paste this in here. So now these are red because it's like, yo, what in the world is this? I don't even know what it means, right? So pretty much we have to go to our card and we're gonna add the key and we're gonna make that equal to index. So we have to do curly braces with the index. And now here is where we can add this stuff dynamically. You don't have to type in manually. So instead of us doing like card dot da da da, we can just do curly braces, start off with the card title. And then let's do card description right here. I'm just gonna click into it. And then the card content, just like this, curly brace, and the card footer, curly brace, card footer. All right, so if I were to save this, it's still going to say an error. It's like, yo, what is this? So what is card data? Well, that is the data from aka data folder card. So how do you access that? Well, we have to import that. So go here, enter. And let me actually do another enter so you can see it easier. So we have to say import. And you're like, what is the name card data? What is that? Oh, we made it up here, card data. And it's gonna be from parentheses. Now, if you already know this, the folder structure, it's outside. And we have to go into the data first and then the card. So if I say dot slash, you can see that it's connecting to the data, slash it again, card, Look at this. The red lines, the squigglies are gone. Let me save this now. So if I did this correctly, that means, look, we got information going into our Shadcn card component. Now, how do we make this look pretty? Well, let me show you. This is how. First off, we can add in, now if you don't know tailwind CSS or you just don't want to sit here and type it in, you could literally go use an AI software. There's Gemini, I literally have that one. ChatGPT, you name it, type it in and be like, hey, make this center with whatever column. And it can do it fairly easily. Again, CS, unless you want to learn from scratch, feel free. But basically, one thing is I want to have is I had like a text where you can see like on the original design like this has some text right here. So let's actually add that up to the front. So first off, let's go with this starting div here, and let me put in h1, and I'm just gonna call this next.js Shadcn UI, and let's save it first. Let me go back. Yeah, there we go. We got some text. So now let me show you how to add in some styling. So this is actually pretty much simple if you know React. Next, you just do class lowercase with the uppercase n in the name equals to parentheses, and then you type in the code right there. So we can say for this one, I'll just say flex justify dash center p-8 text. I want it to be a dash straight bracket. I want it to be 60 pixel here, and then we save it. Look at that, perfectly centered. And it's pretty much that easy. So now you just gotta keep doing that for the rest. So actually, let me just show you how I did mine, so that way you can copy this in. So first thing is, on my calendar here, I got a div here, but I have a div around this all this code right here. So basically, I have a div here, then I have this div around the buttons, and then I have this another div which is around the card data, but I'm missing my div around those components. So I'm gonna do div tab here, select it, cut it, and let me make sure this is my end of my card data. It's highlighting here. Now I have extensions for this in case you're just like, yo, why is mine not doing it? But I'll make another video, or I think you can check my old videos on my extensions I'm using. But pretty much now we can go here on this div under the text. Class name equals, or I was already tabbed out. Let's do grid dash call dash 1 md colon. And again, if you don't care about this, you can just look at the GitHub and just copy this stuff in. But basically, you just use AI too. Again, we have AI now, which we didn't have back in the day. And basically, we can go here and just ask it to type whatever you want, or do it for the at least the styling. So here we can see, look at this, a little grid action. And then let's go here to the calendar, and aka the div outside of this, we'll just say class name again, flex items center justify center space dash x dash 4, save it. Okay, looking nice here. Next thing is the buttons. So the buttons, I want the buttons to stack on top. So class name, and I want them to flex call justify dash center items dash center space y dash 4, save it here. Nice. Okay, cool. And then we got to finish off here with the card. So basically here, class name, and for this one I'm just gonna do md call span 2. Let's do a grid calls 1, and then I want to do md grid dash calls, where am I typing, dash 2, and then I'm gonna do a large. Again, this is just for like responsive stuff. So here, and let's do grid calls 3 with a gap of 2 and a p of dash 2. And I want to, first I'm gonna show you some first off, because you're gonna be like, yo, what is this? First off, it looks like this, but what I want to do is I'm gonna go here to the card, and I want to add a specific dimension to it. So class name w width, so 70, and let's do height 60. And again, this is just dependent on your actual thing. Now it looks like I'm missing one other. I'll put 4x1. It should be 4xl. My fault. There we go. Look at that. So that is pretty much it. And then that basically looks like this, except if you want to go back now to the where you at, CSS, change this to dark. Boom, bam. Look at that. Components added in. Now again, obviously you have to add some more code, logic, and stuff to make things work around, but that is pretty much super simple way to add Shadcn components into your Next.js project. If you want to see a full project with this in action, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below what projects you want me to make with this.